Hello everybody, good morning. Welcome to Morning Call for Friday the 4th of January 2019. Still hard to get the dates right, it's just the new year. My name's Fab and I'm talking to you from Hamburg, which is grey and rainy as it should be in Hamburg and on a Friday. Please excuse my voice, I'm still a bit sick from the holidays really, but we won't let that stop us. And so let's get into it. Here are your tech news for the day. So first off, yesterday on Thursday, Bitcoin turned 10 years old. 10 years ago, an anonymous do-gooder, or as some would say, evil anarchist named Satoshi Nakamoto published I think he published the paper earlier. Anyway, he published a paper. It basically invented Bitcoin, created the first block in the blockchain called the Genesis block, and set events in motion. Lots of events. Basically, he wanted to topple the international money system, as far as I can tell. So the idea behind Bitcoin, if you don't know by now, is that you can send money to somebody, or they can receive money from you without an intermediate step, so without having a third party that you need to trust, aka a bank, for example. Now this has spawned a lot of stuff. It has spawned people who buy and sell Bitcoins for speculation. There has been people who make Bitcoin by mining them with lots of repercussions, because to further this blockchain system, you basically need to expend CPU power, a lot of CPU power, which actually for a while used as much power as the country of Serbia, I think. But what it hasn't done, arguably it hasn't changed the international money system. We're still sending money with PayPal or just simple plain credit cards, and it spawned a lot of other cryptocurrencies, though, although neither of these have really taken off. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting that Bitcoin is 10 years old, but so far it hasn't changed much. In other news, we have some security news. These are actually quite hilarious. So this is a bit older. It happened a few days ago, but was widely reported yesterday. So a hacker called the Cyber Giraffe, or the Hacker Giraffe, started hacking Chromecasts, Google Home devices, and Samsung Smart TVs. Okay, give me a second. I need to hydrate with coffee a bit here. Hope you have your coffee ready, by the way. That's the idea. I don't know. Maybe I'm maybe a bit late for some people's coffee, but anyway, if you have some coffee, go for it. Or tea if you're so inclined. Anyway, so this guy hacked like smart TVs and stuff, and then played YouTube videos from a guy you might know called PewDiePie. He's, I think, still the most subscribed channel on YouTube. Now, this all started off because PewDiePie, the most subscribed channel on YouTube, was being caught up by like an Indian channel, what they're called T-Series, I think. They post mostly Bollywood music videos, I think. Yeah, they're called T-Series. So PewDiePie has 79.5 million registered accounts subscribed to him, and T-Series is at 78.6. So PewDiePie was like, "Oh, I'm losing my my status here. Help me out." So this guy thought, "Yeah, let's help him out." And first, I think they hacked printers, and they just printed out flyers like, subscribe to PewDiePie. And then later they got the idea to to go and hack, actual video playing devices and then play PewDiePie videos. They also had I must say, they had a website where they were boasting how many devices they had hacked. I guess they just went on Shodan and found vulnerable devices and did this. I'm saying had because that page is down now. So a guy who pretended to be, or who says he's the cyber or the hacker giraffe on Twitter, says, what's funny? I was actually having a good time. I actually felt like I was making a difference. Seeing those UPnP, so Universal Plug and Play numbers drop, seeing people close their ports asking for help. So he's saying, I actually did some good because people closed their, the security holes in the routers. But no, somebody had to play the legal card. You couldn't resist. You had to kill me. Well, that was kind of that you could have seen that coming from a mile away, dude. Anyway, yeah. We have somebody in the chat, which I can't read the name because it's on my screen. It's blue on a blue background, so that's helpful. Twitch. Anyway, still on their first coffee, perfect timing. So that's awesome. Yeah, so a little bit of a funny story, I guess, unless you had one of those vulnerable, like, Google Home devices who then started playing PewDiePie gaming videos in your bedroom on, maybe they were turned full up, or who knows. I guess that wouldn't be so funny. Yeah, still. To me, it's funny. Anyway, in other news, there's a bit of German news here. So I don't know if you've followed the story at all, but Qualcomm is in the process of, I guess, suing Apple for a technology they have in a chip. I think that limits it. Basically, does, I think it does, as far as I understand it, CPU scaling. So it limits the processor and saves battery that way. It actually, I guess we don't really know how it works, but like Qualcomm has said, well, we have a patent on this, and Apple has violated this, and this all came to a head yesterday when when a German court decided that Apple wouldn't be able to sell certain iPhones anymore in Germany, and they have actually this injunction is now being enforced. So I guess Apple can't sell the iPhone 7, iPhone 8, and the first iPhone X anymore in Germany. There's still some debate on how that court order is going to be interpreted. Apple says we're just not selling them in our stores. I think they were still selling them online yesterday. But they're saying, well, our retailers can definitely still sell them. Qualcomm, by the way, says no. You shouldn't be able to buy them at all in Germany. So there's still a bit of debate about that. Apple can still sell like the new phones, the iPhone XS, XS Max, and XR. But seeing as there were a lot of stories how people actually prefer the old iPhone X to the new one, Apple might still take a hit from this. And they already said, I don't know if it was connected to this, but it must have been. So Apple has briefed its investors that they're actually having problems selling iPhones. They didn't sell over the Christmas period. They didn't sell as well as they expected. And actually, CEO Tim Cook actually went on an all-hands meeting and talked about this to the company. Basically, their share price has also dropped. It's now 9. Yesterday it was 9%. It lost about 9%, which is quite a bit. So that's that's kind of interesting. Apple not the only company having share price problems. They're also Nvidia, the graphics card manufacturer, has lost a lot of its stock price, and so there are some rumors. I was actually looking into the story yesterday. I don't know how substantiated they are. So what we know is that there's a class action. I'm sorry. I need some more coffee here. What we know is that their share price has dropped, and we know there's a class action lawsuit against Nvidia by its investors, saying Nvidia misled them. So the rumor is that Nvidia also is having problems with graphics card manufacturers. So how this works is, a lot of them, if you don't know, a lot of the graphics cards you buy are not like Nvidia branded card manufactured by Nvidia. They are manufactured by OEMs who get licensed the chip, the technology from Nvidia, but then build their own cards. And this is just how the market works now. The rumor is that those manufacturers say Nvidia misled them because, connected to Bitcoin and the whole crypto mining boom, which, there were, end of last year, there were a lot of people buying graphics cards for cryptocurrency mining, and the sales of these cards have dropped rapidly over the end of the year, end of 2018. So apparently, these people are saying Nvidia knew that this wasn't going to hold, but they misled their investors, and they misled their manufacturers, and basically telling them, there's lots of demands for this cards, and people, like manufacturers, build special mining cards. I think there's, Asus has some cards they actually made for mining. Now lots of these mining farms, especially in China, have turned off their mining rigs because it's just the Bitcoin price fell so low that it's not worth it for them anymore. Taking the power costs into account, and so now they're sitting on these specialized graphics cards that you can't use for any other stuff. Although, we know about the class action lawsuit. The other stuff is all rumors, as far as I can tell. Also, class action lawsuits in the US are kind of happen on the drop of a hat, so we don't know how bad that will be for Nvidia. What we know is that their share price is taking a definite hit. The story for today, at least in Germany, will probably be that a Twitter account, a kind of anonymous Twitter account, has leaked some data from German politicians, like piecemeal. This actually happened over the Christmas period. He did called it an advent calendar and released stuff, just every day. But nobody noticed his Twitter account. Didn't have many followers back then, I guess. And now this story has just blown up and is now being widely reported and will probably be the story of today. This Twitter account pretends to be from Hamburg, actually. This is quite wild. The only picture is like the picture of a kid. I don't know if that's the guy. If he is, that was probably not a smart move. But we don't know. Interestingly, some of this data looks like it's quite old, and interestingly, it's from all kind of different. Well, there's YouTuber stuff in there, and then there's all from all kinds of different political parties in Germany, but notably the AfD, the kind of right-wing anti-European party, is missing. So people are speculating this could be AfD related, but that's just a wild guess at this point. Maybe the data's. You just didn't have any data from them. We don't know. We basically know nothing about this. We don't know what the data is from. But this account has been around a while. It's published data from other people, like YouTubers, as I said, and stuff. Yeah. So I guess somebody, seeing as all the all the big publishing houses are in Hamburg over here, so Der Spiegel is here, Zeit is here. Somebody will we'll figure out where that internet. He also has a website where that's registered, and if it's really in Hamburg, I guess somebody will drive over. So we'll see. But I guess this will go through mainstream media today as a big story because hacker attack on German politicians. Wow. Although it's not so much a hacker attack, it's actually just like doxing people and leading data. And that's pretty much it for today. 7 of 9 is asking Nicholas in Twitch chat, do we get to ask questions? If you wanna ask questions, go ahead. If I notice them and if I can read your name because Twitch is not displaying it blue on blue, I will try to answer them. That's pretty much all the stories for today, except there's one tidbit I picked up yesterday as well, which I found kind of funny, which I wanted to also tell you about. What kind of data is in there? So let's go back to that. Well, it's just like random shit. It's like WhatsApp chats and stuff like that, Some of it actually apparently looks like it's from from a back end of websites. It's phone numbers. I don't know. I haven't looked at it personally. I haven't had the time yet. I don't know if I want to really. So it's also like apparently scans of ID cards and stuff like that, banking information. It seems just to be like random stuff. Not nice. Anyway, there's one last thing I wanted to mention. So you might have you might have heard of the Netflix show Bird Box, it's like a Netflix movie starring Sandra Bullock. That's just taken off over the Christmas period, and lots of people have been making memes and tweeting about it and stuff. So it's a story. It's like a thriller or something. There's like an evil force, and if you look at it, it like you'll kill yourself. It's like this evil thing. So in the movie, Sandra Bullock and her family is like. They're like blindfolded half the time, so they don't have to, like, because it could be anywhere, and if they look at it, they're dead, so they walk around the world blindfolded. It's kind of an interesting plot. Now, Netflix is actually warning now, because, in their own words, can't believe I have to say this. This is the official Netflix account on Twitter, but please do not hurt yourselves with this Bird Box challenge. So apparently somebody came up with the Bird Box challenge where you blindfold yourself and then film yourself walking around in the real world. We don't know how this started and we appreciate your love, but boy and girl have just one wish for 2019. I guess these are characters, boy and girl from the movie. I don't know. And it's that you do not end up in the hospital due to memes. Which is, so apparently there are people running around blindfolded in the US, and then they run against things, obviously, and then they hurt themselves, which I guess makes for good YouTube viewing, but it's not a very good idea. Don't do that. I'm with Netflix on this one. Don't do that. And hello to Dave, who says, good morning. Mega Slippers watching as well. Yeah, so don't blindfold yourself and then fall down escalators and, use some common sense, people. Please. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you have a great Friday with better weather than we're having right now. And remember, it's the last day of the work week, so, you just have to hang in there for a bit longer. Have a good day. I'll see you around next week with some more fresh tech news. Goodbye.